I am Dana Malcolm. This is your evening edition of Top Stories for March 28th, 2024. Rashaed Esson is with me. Coming up, it is the news that matters most.
There's only one place in Providenciales where you can really feel your duty-free savings, and that's at Sam's Club on Leeward Highway. Duty-free bread basket items on top of Sam's Club already low prices? If you're not shopping at Sam's Club, you're paying too much.
A jitney is a whole different thing from a taxi, and don't conflate the two. That is the staunch message coming from the United Taxi Alliance this week as they took to the streets, speaking with Wilkie Arthur, our court correspondent, about the bad name that registered drivers are getting when illegal jitneys attack and injure passengers. It is boiling over from a recent attack on a woman who took a jitney pretending to be a taxi and was brutally beaten. With little signage, the visitor would have had a hard time knowing what to look for to find a credible taxi on her own. While the government has swiftly begun to introduce such signage to protect tourists and guide them to the right drivers, the taxi men and women feel victimized anyway, as they are being blamed.
We condemn this type of action, and extensive such have been underway, and there's no way, shape, or form the accused individual holds a public service license here in the Turks and Caicos.
That was Toussaint Capron, president of the UTA. When we called the Minister of Tourism, Josephine Connolly, she told us that at that moment on Thursday, she was sitting with taxi drivers to figure out a way forward. The final supplementary appropriations bill for the financial year 2023-2024 has reduced proposed government spending to under $440 million. That is according to Washington Mizik, TCI Premier and Finance Minister. The first two supplementaries had increased the budget to $443 million, the largest ever, but the third saw it going down by $1 million. The final figures, shared by Mizik, of $436 million, are still higher than the original budget of $424 million. A significant sum of money has also been moved and reallocated between projects. The supplementary has since passed. Magnetic Media is your news leader. Next up, Rashaed Esson. He has news from around the region.
Moving money from one site to the next? Lots of cash transactions make you vulnerable? Need eyes on your investments no matter where you are? Are you looking for professional security escorts for your high net worth guests? Want to support Neighborhood Watch with skilled patrols? Sounds like you need security solutions at Spence Security Services. Established in the Turks and Caicos since 1998. Get armored truck escort services from $150 and contact Spence Security for free consultation. Dependable, professional service you can trust. That's Spence Security.
It's now time for your regional top stories. I am Rashaed Esson. The Guyana Police Force is investigating the drowning of 3 young girls in a fish pond on Tuesday, March 26, 2024, in the Masara village, North Rupununi. The girls, identified as 6-year-old Nia Jeffries, 5-year-old Michelle Jeffries, and a 9-year-old Elisa Dorick, reportedly left home to play. After realizing the girls were absent, their parents searched and found their lifeless bodies floating in the pond. The largest shipment of cocaine so far for 2024 was seized on Tuesday, March 26 in the Caribbean Sea off Colombia after an intense boat chase by military ships and planes that went on for miles. This is due to a joint operation between the Colombian Navy, the Colombian Air Force, and the Joint Interagency Task Force of the United States Southern Command. The Colombian Navy informs that the cocaine, about 3.7 tons, is worth more than $113 million. Describing Haiti's situation as cataclysmic, a UN Human Rights Office report published on March 28 is calling for strong action to restore the gang-run nation, reiterating the need for the deployment of the Multinational Security Support Mission to help the national police stop the violence, protect the population, and restore the rule of law. This was highlighted in a UN press release which details the increase to death and injury rate, the increase in violence, including sexual violence, and the recruitment of children by gangs. Magnetic Media is your news leader.
There is a butcher in store at the new Sunny Foods at the Blue Hills Roundabout. Visit the store for the same Sunny service, same Sunny selection, same Sunny savings. Sunny Foods in 5 Keys, Sunny Foods in Grand Turk, 2 locations, Sunny Foods now in Blue Hills. Sunny says no one beats his prices. No one.
Despite the creation of a new mortgage fund for the Turks and Caicos, the opposition says it couldn't lend its support because the money came from a list of 12 projects that had to be scrapped once again because they were not completed in the allotted time. In that list are vehicles for various departments, a wheelchair-accessible van, and upgrades for local parks, as well as the Bambera Beach Vendors Market. Speaking to our news team, Edwin asked what opposition leader said there was no reason for simple projects like the purchase of a wheelchair-accessible van to take this long. Over 20 athletes and coaches from the Turks and Caicos are now in Grenada for the start of the 2024 CARIFTA Athletics Games. The athletics portion of this event is being held in St. George, and the Turks and Caicos is expected to participate in short, middle, and long-distance running, as well as field events. 2023 CARIFTA medalist Love Joseph is on the country's roster. We leave you with thoughts of Holy Thursday, recognized by believers as a solemn day, the final before Jesus' crucifixion, where he spent time with his disciples and partook in the Last Supper, breaking bread and drinking wine, knowing that he would be betrayed and crucified for the sins of all of mankind. That is it for this edition of the news. Thank you so much for joining us.